Hello guys, welcome back to this video. I hope you watched the previous video. In that video, you have already analyzed how browser get the IP address from the domain name, or else you can say from the host name, how browser get the IP address. Now our browser has. So till the previous video, what we have learned is we just got IP address, not website. Now in this video, let us analyze how we are getting the website from both IP address as well as the domain name, or else you can say host name. Now my browser has both the IP address as well as host name, or else you can say domain name. So now from the browser, where the request will grow, where the request will go, sir? From the browser, directly the request will go to directly the request directly whatever the request came. So whatever the request that clearly goes to the server, since we have Google IP address as well as domain name. So that's why this goes to this request goes to where? Directly to my Google, let's say Google company. So directly this request goes to where? Directly to the Google company. Let's say this is the Google company. So now my question is, let us analyze a real life example. Let us analyze with real life example. If you go, let's say I want to watch my friend who is present in hostel, or else you can say in apartment. Now I just gone for his hostel. Now there is a guy. Who is he? He's a security guy. He just stops me and asks me, what he asks, who are you and where you want to go and who is your friend and what is the room number. In that way he'll ask me. So for his questions, do I need to give answers? Yeah. To get allowed or else to get denied. So to get allowed into the hostel or else to be denied by him, I need to answer all the questions what he asked me. As a security guy, he asked me the basic questions like where you want to go and who is your friend, what is the roommate, right? So I need to answer correctly for those questions. Then only he'll send me to the into the apartment. Then only I can able to contact my friend. You can see you are going for a small apartment or else you can say hostel. There is a security guy who is stopping you. Now what you are trying to do? You are trying to request. You are trying to request. Now your request is going to such a big company, Google, such a big company. Your request won't be stopped. Your request did not get stopped. No, your request is stopped by a security, same as security guard. Here also your request got stopped by a security. That security is called firewall. Now, who is the guy which is stopping your request in Google company? His name is firewall. Firewall. He acts as same as your security guard, where he stopped at you in apartment, right? He stopped me at apartment, right? In the same way, firewall stops. Firewall stops whatever the request came to the website which was hosted in Google company. Now, so in browser, let us say in exact format, how do we type and in exact format how the request will be? The request will be like http colon double forward slash. How the request will be like http colon double forward slash www dot google com. In this way, the request will be, or else you can say the request will be in another way like https colon double slash double 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 dot google dot com. In this way, the request will be. Now, now the question is, now the question is, what is this HTTP and what is this HTTPS, sir? HTTP and HTTPS, these are nothing but protocols. HTTP and HTTPS are protocols. So, what is this HTTP and what is this HTTPS, sir? This protocols. So, let us see what are the protocols which we mostly use in cloud and what are the port numbers. What are the port numbers that protocol we are using? What are the port numbers for that protocol we are using? So let us see for most common things, that is HTTP. My question is HTTP. So let us see for HTTP, what is the port number? For HTTP, the port number is 443. You must need to remember these few protocols as well as their port numbers. Coming to HTTPS, the port number is 80. And if you want to connect to your Linux server, if you want to connect to your Linux server, then what is the protocol that you use, sir? SSH protocol. To connect to that server, what is the port number that you use, sir? 22 is the port number for SSH protocol. Now, sir, can you tell me a brief about SSH? SSH is nothing but secure shell. What is SSH? It is nothing but secure shell. So now, if you want to connect for Windows machine, what is the protocol that you use it, sir? Remote desktop protocol, RDP protocol. Now, what is the port number that you use, sir? To connect to Windows machine, what is the port number that we need to use, sir? 3389 is the port number that we need to use to connect to the RDP protocol. That means Windows machine, you can connect by using RDP protocol by using this 3389 port number. So as a cloud, as a upcoming cloud developer, you must need to, or else a cloud architect, whatever the role may be, you must need to remember at minimum of these port numbers and these protocols. Then it will be very easy to you while you are creating your own firewall and allowing or denying certain rules. Now, what is the difference between HTTP and HTTPS, sir? HTTP and HTTPS, the difference between them is nothing but security. HTTPS provide secure connection, whereas HTTP does not provide a secure connectivity. Now, sir, you said me how watchman stops or allows. Now, how this firewall stops or allows, sir? This firewall just performs two things. That means it either allow or it either deny. It either allow the traffic or else it either deny the traffic. Whatever the traffic that it got, this firewall just either allow the traffic or else it will deny the traffic. So based on what this firewall can allow or deny the traffic, sir? So based on the rules, this firewall can allow or deny the traffic. Sir, can you define what is this firewall? Yeah. So let us define what is this firewall is. Firewall is nothing but which stops the unauthorized access. Which stops the unauthorized access to the network. Who stops the unauthorized access to the network is nothing but the firewall. This firewall just stops the unauthorized access. Based on what it stops unauthorized access? Based on the rules that this firewall has. So based on the rules, either it can allow or deny the traffic. In that way, it just stops the unauthorized access to the what website. Now the question is, how we get the data, sir? How we get the data? So data is transferred in the form of small packets. What? How data is transferred, sir? Data is transferred in the form of small data packets. Data is transferred in the form of small data packets. So each and every packet contains its port number and its protocol and its IP address. Who is the client who is sending this, that also contain in it. So now let us say my firewall allowed the traffic. Uh, mm, in Google company, it also has it also has writers. That means you can say it also has professionals who write these rules. That means either allow only this traffic and deny only this traffic. Let's say they allowed only HTTPS and they denied the HTTP. Now let us say I just requested through HTTP. Does it allowed? No, right? Due to my firewall denied the traffic through HTTP, whenever I requested from HTTP, this request got denied. Let us say if I requested from HTTPS, since they allowed HTTPS, do this firewall allow my request? Yes. Do this firewall allow my request? Yeah. Now, after this request got allowed, where my request got sent, sir? So where my request got sent? My request. Now, now the question is, let's say Google hosted website. That is, let's say I'm requesting for google.com, right? So how many web servers they have? They have they have multiple web servers. Since the production environment is a three-tier environment, so since production environment is a three-tier environment, so now the question is how many web servers they have? Multiple, right? Let's say they have multiple web servers. Let's say they have multiple web servers and they also have multiple application servers, as well as they also have multiple database servers. So they also have multiple application as well as multiple database servers. Now again a question arises. Now again a question arises. We have multiple web servers, right? We have multiple web servers. To handle the request, it was sent to a particular web server. To handle the request and to send that request to a particular web server, who should take care of it, sir? Who should take care of it so that the request will be sent to this web server, or else 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 whatever the web server which is free to send to that web server the request? Who will take care? Who is the responsible person in middle? Who can see? Who can take care of it? The person who is responsible to handle this request, or else who is responsible to handle the request and send to particular web server is, here I'm introducing you a new word. This word is mostly used in, this word is highly used in cloud, so you can encounter this word many times. This who will take care about this is load balancer. Load balancer. So just remember this word, load load balancer. What is this load balancer, sir? I'll provide you more details in future. But now just have this idea that this load balancer will balances whatever the traffic of load just allowed by the firewall. So that load get redirected to all the web servers. Get redirected to all the web servers based on round robin method. Based on which method, sir? Round robin method. It just redirects the traffic. Based on the round robin method, it just redirects the traffic to the web servers. What are the web servers are there? To them, this load balancer just redirects the traffic. Now this web server requests the application server, and this application server requests the database server for the data. Now this database server back response to application, then application again sends the response to the web server, then again web server responds back to us. So in this way we get the response. How we get the response, sir? In this way we got the response. I hope now you have a clear idea of how how this, whenever you open a browser and enter a domain name or host name, how you get the IP address, and how browser get the IP address from DNS it will get. And after getting the IP address by using the host name as well as IP address, how this browser is getting the response from the domain, or else you can say company, host server, the response, how the response will be get from the host server. I think you got a bit more idea of how you are getting. So I hope this video is understanding to you. If you like the video, please like it. If you feel this video is good, then please try to comment it so that it will be reachable to more audience. This is just the beginning. Now we are just entering into the cloud. We just moving a bit by bit into the cloud by explaining these type of real life examples so that it will be more clear to you. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and the bell icon to get the latest updates. See you back in the next video. Until then, bye bye.